What's up, DC Nation? Welcome back to another video on Batman the Detective. This is issue number 4. Last issue ended with Bruce being arrested for the death of Henry Ducard. This new issue opens up with Bruce in an interrogation room in Lyon, France. Two detectives try to question Bruce. Bruce simply comments on his disappointment with the sparkling water that was brought to him. "This is an interrogation, Mr. Wayne, not a restaurant," one of the detectives say. The detectives then show Bruce photos of cases all around Europe. They think Bruce is causing murders. One person was found dead in a car crash in Dublin, Ireland. 3 people were murdered in Scotland a day later. 10 people were then killed on a packed train by poison. No one noticed the killer. "Do you recognize any of these people?" the detective asks. We then shift to an awesome splash image drawn by Andy Kuberts. It shows how Bruce knows all these people. He saved all of them as the Batman. But when the detectives ask their question again, Bruce responds no. The detectives then continue to question Bruce. They even press his buttons a little by mentioning Alfred. "Didn't you have a live-in butler once?" the detective asks. "He was more than that," Bruce responds. Bruce continues to dodge questions and play the interrogation correctly. "Give me your hands, Mr. Wayne," the detectives say as they handcuff Bruce. "Is this really necessary? It's getting quite warm in here. Can I have more water?" Bruce says as he begins to sweat rapidly. "No, we have another question. If you have more water, you won't be able to answer," the detective says. Well, it turns out these aren't detectives. They're members of the Equilibrium. You know, the white-suited Batman. Also, the water that Bruce just drank is poisoned. His throat begins to swell up, and he sweats faster. "You know Batman. He saved you several times, didn't he?" the woman detective says as she stabs Bruce in the shoulder with a knife. Bruce feels a lot of pain. All he needs to do is stay alive. "See, there are photos of you and Batman together, but there are ways you could manipulate that. I really thought you could be him, but you're clearly too old, and Batman wouldn't have drunk the water. He wouldn't have been so trusting," the woman says as Bruce tries to break out of his restraints. "My guess is you've been financing him all these years. It doesn't matter. It will be rebalanced. Everyone Batman has saved will die. It's all about equilibrium," the woman says as Bruce goes to sleep. He'll be dead in 10 minutes. The 2 members of the Equilibrium leave the room, and Bruce slows his heartbeat down, so it prevents the poison from spreading. He plays dead until he is sure his enemies are gone. Bruce is frustrated that he got caught off guard. Still, he'll survive and get payback. Bruce breaks out of his restraints and throws the chair out the window. He goes through the broken glass and finds an officer dead on the other side. The officer was saved by Batman once, but now his throat is cut open. Bruce takes the officer's clothes and heads outside. He'll be dead very soon if he doesn't stop the poison. Bruce continues to walk, and eventually he runs into Amina, aka Squire. She helps him get to a pharmacy. There, Bruce takes sodium thiosulfates, which slows down his poisoning. "Tell the pharmacist it's cyanide poisoning. Tell them," Bruce says as he passes out on the ground. While Bruce is asleep, he dreams of the Justice League, Talia al Ghul, Catwoman, Henry Ducard, Red Hood, Alfred, his parents, and all the people he saved. Guys, this is an epic splash image that really just shines. The artwork by Andy Kuberts looks great, plus the colors really pop off the page. Now next, Bruce wakes up on a couch. Amina tells him he's doing better. "How many people have died?" Bruce asks as he sits up. "That barrel can confirm. Over 200, Amina says. We find out that Equilibrium shot up areas in Belgium. They then burnt down a building in Brussels. Bruce is startled by this news. 200 people dead just like that. He immediately gets up and gets to work. Amelia gets some fruits and brings it to Batman, who's now stationed on a gargoyle. Batman then asks Squire why she's in France. Amelia, aka Squire, tells Batman that Beryl sent her to help. Batman is fine with Amelia's company. He then shows her a new vehicle. It's a Batmobile that has a mobile cave inside. I'm gonna say this vehicle looks super dope. Also, the idea of a mobile cave, it's super interesting, and I really like it. Now we find out the person who drove this mobile cave to this area where Batman is now finding it is a woman by the name of Sarah. Batman saved her once, and she's now paying back. Batman then gets his suitcases and heads inside the mobile Batcave. Squire follows. Oracle then pops up. Have a seat, Squire. Buckle up. Oracle, take us out of here. We're heading to Belgium. Batman says. Batman then gets Oracle to erase all the footage of Bruce Wayne leaving the interrogation room. Run a visual search for any woman with an olive complexion, dark auburn curls. Put them all on screen. Batman says. Oracle then comes through. Batman then figures out the identity of the woman associated with the Equilibrium. You know, the woman that stabbed him earlier in the issue. It's time, Oracle. Contact them all. Activate the European Alliance of the Bats. Batman says as a screen full of different people show up. And that is how we end this issue. Guys, this ending reminds me so much of Batman Incorporated. The European Alliance of the Bats is here, and I am excited. As for the rest of the issue, it was fine. We get a cool because I'm Batman moments, but most of the issue is just a slow burn showing off Bruce's escape from the Equilibrium. As for the artwork, Andy Kubert's knocks it out of the park. His Batman design and splash images are phenomenal. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on this issue. There's not that much to really talk about. It's a really set-up issue that has a couple cool moments. Still, good issue. I'm gonna give it an 8.3 out of 10. I recommend it. But yeah, you guys tell me your thoughts on this issue down below. If you like the video, give a big thumbs up. New channel, make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next Batman the Detective video. Tom Taylor has a lot of big plans for like the end of the story, and I'm intrigued to find out what happens. Like, we got the European Alliance of the Bat now. Also, we got this villain, the Equilibrium, that we still haven't found out like the background behind them, and I'm excited to find out. Like, it could be really interesting, and I know that Tom Taylor will deliver. He always does. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.